linear programming problems. Which is next topic. So, what is linear equation? We already have discussed what is linear equation. Any equation of the kind a1 x1 plus a2 x2 plus a3 x3 plus a4 x4. These kind of equation are termed as the linear equation. Okay, this is the linear equation. Okay. Now the problem we have discussed in the previous unit, we have to maximize or minimize the things. Okay, the function, suppose the name of function is fx, so either we have to maximize the function or we have to minimize the function for getting the optimum result. So when we will maximize or minimize the problem, then we have to apply some kind of constraint also. If suppose you are dealing with the knapsack problem in the DA, so in the case of knapsack problem, a knapsack has been given and you have to fill the knapsack by different kind of items. You have n item, suppose I1, I2, I3, I4, you are having n items. Every item has its own profit and its own weight. Okay, so based on the profit upon weight ratio, because the algorithm says that you already have studied this thing in your BTech classes of DA, that if the items are arranged in their profit upon weight ratio, that means the item which is having the highest profit upon weight ratio will be inserted first. So in this way we have to place the item in your knapsack until it gets its maximum capacity. The knapsack will be having a maximum capacity, say m. So there will be a constant. The constant is m. That means you have to place the weight such that the items are this. So you have to place wi weight, and sum of all these weight should not be greater than, must be less than or equal to the maximum capacity of the knapsack. Otherwise the knapsack will be break down. So this is the constant, and by using this constant you will calculate the total profit inside the knapsack. So the weight multiplied by the profit. Okay, profit multiplied by the weight of the item, and when you sum all the profit, then this is not the weight, this is the fraction. There is fraction x. So profit multiplied by the fraction of the ith item. Okay, because when you place the item, there is the possibility that you either place the full item or you place only a fraction of the item. Okay, because in the last when you place all the item, then the next item may not be placed into full. ठीक है, आप जैसे जो है आलू आप लेने गए तो आलू में वो जो है जो भी उसकी बाट है वहाँ पर डाल दिया. अब जो है लास्ट में क्या होता है कि अगर एक आलू आपने डाला तो इस साइड का ज़्यादा हो गया और एक आलू निकाला तो उस साइड का ज़्यादा हो गया. ठीक है, तो उसमें जो है आप फिर गणित करते हैं, तो या तो आलू को मतलब हाफ जो है काट करके जो है हाँ आप उसमें डलवाइए, लेकिन उससे ये है कि आलू आपका ख़राब हो जाएगा एक, या फिर दो आलू निकाल करके एक जो है जो आपका बड़ा आलू है वो आप डालिए. तो इस तरीके से दो टाइप के प्रॉब्लम आते हैं. जिसमें आपने आलू काट के डाला वो आपका फ्रैक्शनल नैपसैक है, जिसमें दो आलू निकाल करके बड़े आलू को डाल दिया, वो आपका 01 नैपसैक है, ठीक है। तो इस तरीके से आपने पढ़ा हुआ है। तो देयर आर टू कांस्टेंट, वन इज द मैक्सिमम कैपेसिटी ऑफ द नैपसैक is a constant in this case, and likewise based on this constant, this is like a linear equation, so this will be maximized, okay, the profit will get maximized. So based on this constant, this is also a kind of linear equation, because when you multiply the profit of the ith item like P1 x1 plus P2 x2 plus P3 x3 like that, okay, until the weight is lesser than the maximum capacity of the knapsack. Initially the x will be 1 because you are placing the full item, and in the last the x will be a fraction based on how much space is vacant in the last. So based on this, so this equation you can see is very similar to this equation, okay, and this is the linear equation, and you are expecting that based on some constant the value is either maximum or minimum. So based on this constant, this value is either maximum or minimum. So I think by this example you could better understood the basic theme of the linear programming problem. In your book there are so many things, but they have explained the same thing which I discussed here. Now the next thing is different kind of form. There can be different kind of form, and they have discussed all these form one by one. So the first form was the general form, second form is the canonical form, form. So in this case also the equation will remain same, but the constant is a little different. This form will be dealing with the matrix problem, okay. If the linear equation is in the form of matrix, then you can say that form is the canonical form, okay. And for the general case, that linear equation will be a general linear equation. So if the variables are in the form of vector, like here I am writing the equation again. Suppose a1 x1 plus a2 x2 plus a3 x3, okay, these are the equation. In the last it is a and xn, and this is a function of fx. So this is a function, and if in this function x1 x2 up to xn, these are the vectors, okay. And a1 a2 are also a vector, because if you have multiplied two things and one is a vector or a matrix, then the other should also be a vector or the matrix, and otherwise either it should be constant or a vector, otherwise it will not be multiplied to the vector. So in this case our aim is to maximize A transpose, because if you have multiplied, then I have already discussed that it should be in the form of transpose of the matrix, because if the dimension of A and X are same, it could not be multiplied, okay. If this is 2 cross 3 and the second matrix is 2 cross 3, it will not be multiplied. So for that purpose, first of all you have to take the transpose of this matrix, so it will be converted into 3 cross 2. Now 3 cross 2 can be multiplied into 2 cross 3, therefore it has taken as A transpose. So A transpose X contain all the vector of your equation. So our aim is to maximize this one, because if this vector will be maximized, then the actual function will be maximized. Subject to this was our aim, and now I am going to write the constant subject to a of x should be less than b. Okay, this is a constant, and where a and x both are the vectors, or you can say these are the matrices, and in this x should not be 0 or negative. Okay, sorry, it must not be negative, so it should be either a 0 matrix or it will be having a value greater than 0. So this was the second form, and no need to say that everything is a matrix inside this AX. Everything is a row matrix or the column matrix inside this. Now the third form is standard form. Standard form. Third form is the standard form. This form is also dealing with the matrix, but this form is dealing with the general form, and हाँ, अब इसमें भी मैट्रिक्स के ही फॉर्म में ये आपका डील होगा, बट in this case also this constant is different, just like here the constant is less than or equal to b. In the standard form it should be equal to b, and rest thing is same. In the standard form the constant should be equal to b. Okay, so I'm writing the thing again. Suppose the same equation is like अब मैं इसको दूसरे तरीके से लिख रहा हूँ, क्योंकि अब 2 बार में हमने आपको अच्छे से इस चीज़ को एक्सप्लेन कर दिया है, तो अब मैं इसको इस फॉर्म में लिख सकता हूँ. Cj xj, suppose this is the linear equation and subject to sigma aij xj equal to bi, j equal to 1 to n. ठीक है, ये आपका फर्स्ट कांस्टेंट हो गया. जैसे यहाँ पर क्या था, ये आपका लेस देन इक्वल टू था, यहाँ पर ये आपका ये हो गया. ठीक है, और दूसरा ये आपका सेम रहेगा, द x मस्ट बी ग्रेटर देन इक्वल टू 0. तो अगर हम ये कहें कि the constant must the equation will be satisfying for all those value which is less than that particular limit. In that case the form of matrix will be canonical form. Otherwise, if I am saying that this will be satisfying only that case when the value will be equal to that limiting value. ठीक है, that limiting value. जैसे हम जो है ये कहें कि ये एथलीट है, तो ये एथलीट दौड़ रहा है, तो मान लो हाई जंप की बात आ रही है, तो हाई जंप में मैंने ये कहा कि अगर ये 1 मीटर तक कूद जाता है, 1 मीटर हाइट तक जो है कूद जाता है, तो हम इसको मानेंगे कि ये जो है रनिंग के लिए क्वालिफाई कर रहा है. तो 1 मीटर या लेस, ठीक है, की वैल्यू जो है हमें नहीं चाहिए, लेकिन 1 मीटर से ऊपर की सारी वैल्यू हमें चाहिए. ठीक है, अब जो है 2 मीटर कूद जाए, 2.5 कूद जाए, या फिर 1.2 कूद जाए, है ना, हम इसकी बात नहीं कर रहे हैं कि वो जो है कितना, बस हम ये कह रहे हैं कि इससे ज़्यादा उसको हाइट जो है जंप उसको करना है. तो ये हो गया जो है कैनोनिकल फॉर्म. हमने एक जो है लिमिटिंग कंडीशन दे दी, उससे ज़्यादा वैल्यू इसकी हो सकती है. दूसरा केस जो आपका है उसमें मैं एक वैल्यू फिक्स कर दे रहा हूँ. ठीक है, कि अगर पानी जो भर रहा है, अगर इस लेवल तक पानी आए तो सेंसर की जो हाइट है, ठीक है, वो जो है बता देगी कि टैंक आपकी फुल हो गई है. यानी एक लिमिटिंग कंडीशन जब आपकी आएगी, उसी लिमिटिंग कंडीशन में जो है अलार्म आपको बताएगा कि टंकी आपको फुल हो, यानी कि वहाँ एक लेवल फिक्स है. और यहाँ पर क्या है, एक जो है लिमिट दे दिया गया है, उसके बीच में आप फ्री हैं वैल्यू को वेरी करने के लिए. तो दिस इज द बेसिक डिफरेंस बिटवीन द कैनोनिकल फॉर्म एंड द स्टैंडर्ड फॉर्म. नाउ मिक्स फॉर्म. In the case of mixed form, you will include the equality also. That means if the limiting condition will be satisfying as well as the less than condition will be satisfying, both will be mixed together, and for both of the cases you will say that it will be maximum. So in the case of mixed form, that means third form, I am writing the same equation as मिक्स्ड फॉर्म. ठीक है, इसके नाम से ही क्लियर हो रहा है कि ये क्या बोलने जा रहा है. सपोज दिस इज द लीनियर इक्वेशन सी जे एक्स जे. आई हैव रिटन द इक्वेशन बिफोर आल्सो, सो देयर इज नो नीड टू एक्सप्लेन. सब्जेक्ट टू नाउ दिस इज ए कांस्टेंट. So because you are mixing both of the cases, therefore you have to write both of the constant. The canonical form constant was it was a ij xj should be less than equal to b. Okay, for I equal to 1 to m. And the second form, that means standard form, was it should be a I j x j equal to b. In this case also for I from 1 to m, this equation should be satisfying, and for I greater than m, that means for m plus 1 up to certain limit. Suppose it is n. Suppose it is n. Okay. So from m plus 1 to n, it will be satisfying this condition. So this is like if I want to plot a graph, then it will be like this. For this range, it will be satisfying this equation, and for this range, it will be satisfying this equation. That means from up to m, this will be satisfying the canonical form, and from m to n, this will be satisfying the standard format. So if we are mixing both of the form, it will be a mixed form. So in the graphical representation, I also explained what is the mixed form. Now there are some operations of inequality. You already know the equality, and I only have to discuss. जैसे inequality form में operation 1. तो ऑपरेशन 1 में 5 जो है ये 4 से बड़ा है. ठीक है, तो अगर जो है यहाँ पर निगेटिव साइन आपने लगा दिया, यहाँ पर भी निगेटिव साइन आपने लगा दिया, तो अब क्या हो गया, -5 शुड बी लेस देन -4, है ना. ये प्लस, अगर आपका +5 इज ग्रेटर देन +4, देन इफ यू अप्लाई द माइनस साइन, इन दैट केस -4 शुड बी ग्रेटर देन -5. सो दिस साइन विल बी exchange. This sign should be exchanged. That means if it is greater than sign, then it will be converted into less than sign, and if it was the less than sign, it will be converted into greater than sign. So you know that. So this is the first case for this case the linear equation will satisfy this inequality. Operation 2. Operation 2. An equality is one direction may be changed to an equality in the opposite direction by multiplying both the side by inequality by -1. Okay. In first case, the function was negated, but in this case you are multiplying by the negative thing. Okay, so if you multiply by the negative constant, then the result will be like same as in the operation 1. in the first operation the function itself was being negated. Function itself was made as negative function, but in the second case the function will be multiplied with a negative constant on both of the side, and the result will be same as in the operation 1. So just like I'm writing a equation. Suppose a1 x1 plus a2 x2, it is less than equal to a b1. Okay, it is a kind of linear equation and its value is less than b1. And if you multiply with a negative value, that means minus 1. Now multiply with minus 1. Minus 1 is a negative constant. So I am multiplying both sides, on both sides. So if I multiply, then it will become minus a1 x1 minus a2 x2, and this direction will be made as opposite. Okay, equality, opposite is equality and less than opposite is greater than. So in this way this equation will be converted this way. Okay, and the opposite thing also hold good. That means if it was greater than, then after negating it will be less than. So it was operation 2. What is operation 3? In the case of operation 3, a variable of arbitrary sign can always be expressed as the difference between that. Suppose I am writing equation as a1 x1 plus a2 x2 less than equal to b1. This was the same equation as I have written. So any variable x1 can also be written as difference of two positive variable. Okay, suppose the first variable is x1 plus minus x2 minus okay, it is also I am writing as same. ठीक है. Likewise a2 and x2 plus minus x2 minus should be less than equal to b1. Now you can break the equation like a1 x1 plus a2 x2 plus, and minus sign will be common, and here a1 x1 minus plus a2 x2 minus, it should be less than equal to b1. So this option, this operation 3 is saying the same thing, that every variable that suppose I am writing as minus 3. So minus 3 can be written as the sum of two positive integers. Suppose the first is 7 and the second is difference of, okay, and second is 10. So the difference of 7 and 10 equal to minus 3. Okay, so I have written x1 as x1 plus minus x1 minus, and if it was 3, then it can be written as suppose 5 minus 2. Okay, so it is saying the same thing, that every variable, whether it is positive or the negative, can be represented by two positive variables by in the form of x plus minus x minus. Okay, in this form. So this is the operation 3. Operation 4. What operation 4 is saying? An equation a1 x1 plus a2 x2 equal to b, a1 x1 plus a2 x2 equal to b, it is equivalent to two inequalities. It is equivalent to two inequalities, a1 x1 plus a2 x2 less than equal to b, and minus a1 x1 minus a2 x2 is less than equal to minus b. This is equivalent to these two inequalities. Okay. So because equality sign was there, so I explained above that if it was less, then after negation sign it will be converted into this one, but if it was equal sign, then it will be converted into equal sign itself. So if the sign is less than, then less than sign will not be counted here, and if you combine both of the equation, only equality will be taken into consideration. So only equality sign will be here. So both of the equation as per the operation 4 rule, it will be equivalent to each other. These two equation as a combination will is equivalent to the above equation. Operation 5. An equality of less than or equal to type may be changed to an equation by adding an additional non-negative variable called the slack variable. For example, it is given in this. Suppose a1 x1 plus a2 x2 is less than equal to p1. It can be replaced by may be replaced by a1 x1 plus a2 x2 plus x3 equal to p1. Okay, and this variable is called the slack variable. by ये दो जो है तराजू हैं, ये कुछ हल्का पड़ रहा है, ये आपका जो है ये आपको भारी पड़ रहा है, इसीलिए ये आपका लार्जर है. तो कुछ तराजू के बाएं साइड में प्लेस कर दोगे तो दोनों बराबर होंगे, है ना. तो वही जो एक्स्ट्रा जो इसमें कमती पड़ रही है, वही आपने x3 के मोड में आपने इसमें डाल दिया है. तो इस तरीके से क्या होगा, ये जो एक्स्ट्रा आपने डाला है, दिस इज कॉल्ड अ स्लैक वेरिएबल, एंड व्हेन यू प्लेस x3 देन इट विल बी इक्वल टू p1. जितना कम पड़ रहा था उतना एक्स्ट्रा आपने प्लेस कर दिया, देन इट विल बी इक्वल टू p1. ओके, in the case of master theorem we do the same thing in the DA. In the case of master, and there are several definitions. So let us see these definition one by one. Definitions. So first one is objective function. First definition is objective, TIV, objective function. Let us write with different color. Objective function. So the linear function to be optimized is called the objective function. So the function which is given to optimize is called the objective function. Okay, suppose fx is the function sigma ci xi. This is the function which is to be optimized by applying some of the constant. Then this function is called the objective function. Okay, objective function. Second definition. Second definition is feasible solution. Feasible solution. You all know that what is feasible solution. The solution which will satisfy the given equation is called the feasible solution. Okay, so based on the given constant, if the solution is satisfying the objective function equation, the linear equation, then it will be called as the feasible solution. Okay. The third is constant set. The third is constant set. Constant set. Okay. What is constant set? The constant which is given to apply in a linear equation is called the constant set, and based on that constant the equation is maximized or the minimized. Likewise, I have given the example of the knapsack problem. In that case, the constant was the maximum capacity of the knapsack. So it was constant. So based on that constant, the maximum capacity of the knapsack, the maximum profit of the knapsack was limited. Okay. So this is the constant set. Activity vector. In the case of matrix, activity vector. If the equation variable is a matrix format, then that variable is called as activity vector. Okay. So if the equation is in the form of matrix, then the right side vector, okay, this vector is called as activity vector, in which x1, x2 are the matrices. So I can write this one like suppose a1 x1 plus a2 x2 is less than equal to b by applying sum of the constant, then this right side variable is called as activity vector. So in this way, these are the main definitions and main things which we have to understand. What are the number of solutions possible? Okay. So suppose a linear equation is having n vectors. Linear equation is having n vectors from x1 to xn. Okay. And so this is like the probability rule. Okay. Because out of n you have to select m items. So naturally it will be NCM. That means it will be factorial m upon factorial m and factorial n minus m. So number of solutions. Okay. But if every solution is having only one item, then in that case the value of m will be 1. So NC1 equal to factorial n upon factorial m and factorial n minus 1. That means it is equal to n. That means the number of variable will be equal to number of solutions. But if every solution is having m variable, it is also possible. Then the number of for that equation will be equal to NCM. Some of the properties of the linear equation. I think I should stop the lecture here because the time